Hello, friends. I hope you guys are doing well. It's been a beautiful day. I also want to wish everyone a happy Canada Day. I'm really grateful for this country. I think they do a really good job with most of the things that they do. Um, let's jump right in. I just want to talk today about where I think the bottom could be. Well, maybe not where I think the bottom could be, but what some of the indicators are saying about the bottom. Let's put it that way. I want to talk about these five things, the stochastic RSI, and I'm not going to deep dive into these. I'm just going to show you the data. The RSI and the stochastic RSI, the 200-week moving average as resistance, and the 13.75 13.7K zone of support. I bought some Bitcoin today at like 19,000, basically, right at 19,000. The reason I did that is I just don't think there's a big difference. Like if we went down to 13K, if we're at 19K, it doesn't really matter. 5 years from now, it doesn't matter, right? So it's a couple of $1,000s, no big deal. But let's jump into this. So this is the stochastic RSI, and we see that every time we get every time we fall into like recession or bear market territory, we dip below. You see, we dip below the 20 mark. And anytime we get above the 20 mark, that's the beginning of the next bull run. So this, we're jumping above the 20 right here, and you can see here it corresponds, right? We start going, we have our uptrend. Same thing over here, and then we begin our uptrend. The opposite is true as well. Once we drop below this 20 level, which is right here, this is the beginning of a bear market, right? And so here we go. We have it here, and you see that the initial dip is not the actual bottom, right? The bottom comes a little later on. Like this, the initial dip here was in February, and then we had the actual bottom like a month later. Or sorry, an entire year later, right? Like more than a year later. So it's really wild. And the same is true here. I hope I'm being cohesive with my thoughts. I'm a little exhausted from running, and I had some family over, so I was showing them town. I'm not like fully energized, but I just wanted to get this video out because I did buy some Bitcoin, and I did it with thoughts in mind. I didn't just YOLO in. And we see here that we dip below, right? Now we're at these lower numbers that we've been before, as you can see. Like if you track across, you can see here we were at this negative 0.66 here and here, and we're basically there right now. But is this the bottom? I don't know. But what does this indicator say? This indicator says that we're likely at the bottom. Okay, so at the bottom being something like 19 or 17K. Let's move to the next one. That was a stochastic RSI. I'm just going to run through these. I'm not going to go into the details of what everything is, like all the details of what's happening. This is the RSI, Relative Strength Index, if you're wondering. If we look here, whenever we cross below the 40, you could say that we've effectively bottomed, right? So like here, this zone right, I can't draw on it. Oh wait, there we go, sorry. So we drop below the 40 here, and we see that this happened, right? We drop below the 40. I drew it in this blue line here. Drop below the 40 here, and here's our big bottom, right? Now we've dropped below the 40 here, right? Is this our bottom? I don't know. I don't know, right? But it definitely has me thinking. I'm just gonna here one sec. Let me remove all drawings. Whoops, no, I didn't want that. Remove all drawings. Remove all drawings. There we go. So sorry, I had to clean that up because I just want to make that clear. This is the 40 mark right there. I'm gonna redraw that 40. We're gonna call it 39, 9, 40. There we go. And I'm just going to go backwards here. So we drop below this 40 mark in the RSI right here. This is on the 2-week chart, by the way. So if you want to pull this up, you got to go find the 2-week chart. And we have our corresponding bottom before the big bull run. Here we drop below 40. And I hope I'm not, I'm repeating myself, but you get an idea. This is clear. And we've dropped below 40 again. Is this the bottom? Yikes. Okay. So let's keep track of this. So the stochastic RSI is a maybe. The RSI says yes, bottom in, right? Let me just double check. Yeah, so like, right, exactly. So this says this is a maybe, right? Because we've broken down, but we're at similar levels as we were at the bottoms down here. So have we accelerated our process? I'm going to say a maybe here for the stochastic RSI, but for the RSI, it's yes. According to this, we've already hit the bottom, right? Now let's move to this. This is the RSI and the stochastic RSI. For the RSI and the stochastic RSI to work out, this is such an ugly chart. I'm so sorry. I should not even brought this up. A friend showed it to me. I was like, all right, man. But look, when we bottom here, I'm just gonna draw this out again. When we bottom here, right? You can see right here. This is the bottom, and so we see the bottom here. When all of these line up, we get a bottom, right? I'm gonna do this. Remove it. Remove drawings. You saw that first one. Let me show you again. We had another bottom here. This is for the RSI. This is such an ugly chart. We had a stochastic RSI, and we had a bottom here. This is 2020 COVID crash. And I draw this one here, right? And where is it? This one? I think it's that one. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so it's a little off, but you get my drift. And what do we have here? We have a bottom here. We have a bottom here. And it looks like we have a bottom here. Right, and we have to be below the 21-week moving average. I believe this is the 21-week. This is the 20. Oh, it's a 200-day. Sorry, below the 200-day. So there's another point. Okay, so this one says we are at the bottom again. So the stochastic, right? Look, I'm really not making a strong argument, but I'm really not trying to make a strong argument. Why? Because these are just indicators. Like all indicators are basically wrong, because there's so much left and right. This one, I'm sorry, I just want to double check what I'm trying to remember. This is the 200-week moving average. Resist. So this one is a little concerning, more concerning than the other ones. My chart doesn't pull all the way back, right? But this 200-week moving average has been respected all the time. Like way back to here, it's been respected, right? I'm not sure why it's not pulling it. This should go further down. We're suddenly, and we never close a monthly candle. So check this out. I'm gonna switch to monthly, right? We've never closed a monthly candle below the 200-week moving average. And we did last month. We closed and we opened a new one fully below the 200-week moving average. This is not good because this line, and remember, this is all of this is like an abstraction of human mind, right? That's what these lines are basically. All these thoughts are abstractions of human male minds in some computers and some women, but it's mostly men, right? So we respect this line, this 200-week moving average. And now we're below and we've closed below it. And we've never done that, right? In 2020, we closed below, but we quickly went back up. We went down to the 300 and we quickly went back up. Here we did the same thing, right? We never even closed below. We went slightly below and we got back up. Here we closed below and now we're kind of stuck below it. And what's crazy about this is these lines act as support when you're above it, but they act as resistance when you're below it. What does that mean? Resistance means you try to break out, right? You're like, I'm going to try to break out, but you get beaten down again. You try to break out and you get beaten down again. Try to break it. And this is what can happen. This is dangerous, right? This is how we get like real depth. Like you want to go down to 9K. Like we try to make it up, we get rejected and we get shot back down. This is real stuff. Like these lines are respected. People are watching these lines. Like thousands of people or millions of people that invest in Bitcoin have this line drawn out just like me on their trading views, and they're analyzing it, right? Hundreds of thousands, like a lot of people have all these indicators already, and they're all wondering the same thing. For this one, it's a bearish signal. I don't think it's positive. This is like, is the bottom in? I don't think so. Not with this kind of data. Below the 200-week moving average, this is not good. And at closing below it, not good, right? And seeing another leg down is completely reasonable in this case. Let's move to my last thing. This is an incomplete chart. That's what this is. This is Bitcoin. So if we were to look at our position right now, we're at about 19,174. Great. We went a little bit lower before. If you notice, this 19,000 is corresponding to the December 17 high, right? You can see this point right here. Let me zoom in for you. You might remember we hit like 20,000 or whatever it was. Just below 19,755. These are corresponding almost exactly. And this is what I mean by this resistance and support thing. There's a psychological number here at the peak in 2017. It's the highest point since this last peak, and we're holding there right now. But if this fails, where do we go next? Let me show you. We're going to about 13.7. Right, 13.7. Let me see if I can draw this for you. 13.7 is here. And why? Why 13.7? You can see why, right? It becomes pretty clear. Like you see the peaks of this little area here. You see the big candle bodies. Like there's a difference between candle bodies and the wicks. The wicks are considered like very light support or resistance, but the candle bodies are like stronger stuff. Here we have the candle body, we have some wicks, and we have another candle body here. This is the next place that I expect Bitcoin to fall to, if all else fails. Where's the 300-week moving average in this? I actually can't pull it up because I'm not good enough at using this this thing, this the trading views. I think it's this. Let's see if I can get it. No, I can't. 300 week. No, never like. I mean, I'm not gonna try to pull it up. I don't want to embarrass myself too much in front of you guys. Yeah, okay. So you see, the 300 week is at about like, what is it? 16,286, right? So that's still above this 13,000 point. So you have to wonder, like, are people going to use the 300-week moving average as support, or are they going to use this like massive candle body support system that's here? Like, the support is over a long time. It's like from 2017 all the way to 2020. So 3 years of support is right here. This is the next spot. So if we were looking at this candle, is the bottom in? No. If we were looking at this indicator, because the support right now is really weak. There's like thin air basically. There's no like big resistance line here. There's no like weekly moving average that we're like riding. We're just here on like thin air. According to this, no support. So right now my stochastic RSI says, this was the first chart, it says maybe we've hit the bottom. Like maybe, because we're pretty much where we were before, but there isn't a lot of time, right? Because you could see here, the stochastic RSI went low before, like right over here, but then we went back up and then we came down further. You notice that we went down further, right? So this is definitely a maybe. It's a for sure maybe, not for sure. The RSI, have we bottomed? Yes, right? This is a clear yes. According to this, we've bottomed, and that's just the deal. So we have one maybe, one yes. If we look at stochastic RSI and the RSI, we've also bottomed here. This is this really ugly chart. I really hate it. I really don't even want to look at it. But if we look at the 200-week moving average and the support associated with it, and sorry, the resistance associated with the 200-week moving average, we have not hit the bottom. It's very unlikely that we've hit the bottom. We're gonna try to break up. But we're gonna be like pressed back down. Basically, it's gonna be very difficult to move past this. There's of course a lot of things that could happen that have us move past this, but it's not entirely possible. So I think this is a no. It could be a maybe, but I think it's a no. And then finally, if we look at the 13.75K zone of support, which is actually solid, it's like actual candle bodies, some wicks, and another candle body over 3 years, versus this like singular line. Oh my god, it's a singular line. It's like one little wick and a second little wick, and nothing really has. Maybe this candle body you can consider some support. It's like two things over 3 years versus like quite a bit more. Two candle bodies, like 3 wicks and another candle body. I'm not sure. In this case, I would say we're going down to 13.75K. Can we go down to the 9 like some people are saying? Entirely possible. It's this data that's making me dollar cost average a little bit more. I think my first DCA was like 21,000, I think 21 something, and then my second DCA was yesterday at 19. Now I'll be happy to pick up again at 17, and if we if we come back to 17, I'll definitely buy a little bit more, maybe one, and then if we get down to 13, I'll buy a few more, and then if we get down to 9, I'll go YOLO and just like just drop the entire bag in. But these are my current thoughts, and this is what had me purchase today. The bottom is sort of in, maybe, and sort of not in. So it's like very mixed signals. It's like, this is how most of my relationships are. Mixed signals. So you understand why I'm not smiling right now. Anyways, have a wonderful day, guys. I hope you're enjoying this Bitcoin, I don't know, ridiculousness of Bitcoin. I kind of feel that way. I'm also exhausted. Not like super high energy, I'm sorry. But, happy Canada Day, and for those of you in the States, happy 4th of July. I will talk to you guys soon when I make more moves. Good night.